A man drops some money on the ground and says to a woman, "Ma'am, I think you dropped your money." The woman sees the money and bends down to pick it up. While she is doing that, the man quietly puts something into her tea. Another woman sees everything. She quickly tells her husband about it. After picking up the money, the woman thanks the man and says, "Thank you very much. Have a nice day." The man replies, "You too." Then he walks away. A few moments later, the other woman comes and sits at her table. The woman looks surprised and asks, "Do we know each other?" The other woman says, "Yes, we went to the same school. Maybe you'll recognize me if I show you this picture." She then shows her phone to the woman. On the phone screen, it says, "Your life is in danger. The man sitting behind you put something in your tea." The woman becomes very scared after reading it. The other woman quickly says, "Don't worry, my husband and I are sitting at the table in front of you. Just call the waiter and send back your tea and food." The frightened woman says, "Okay." The other woman then leaves. The woman immediately calls the waiter. The man sitting behind her is watching everything. When the waiter arrives, the woman says, "This food has gone cold. Please take it back. I'll pay for it." The waiter replies, "Okay." He takes the food and leaves. The woman quickly stands up and starts walking away. But at the same time, the man begins following her. The other woman and her husband also follow them. The frightened woman keeps walking fast and looking around. Suddenly, the man steps in front of her. He says, "Ma'am, the money you picked up belongs to me." The woman nervously replies, "No problem. I'll give it back." She returns the money and tries to leave, but the man stops her. Then he says, "I don't want the money. I want you." Meanwhile, the other woman says to her husband, "Quick, call the police." The man immediately calls the police and asks for help. A short time later, a police officer arrives. The husband and wife tell the officer, "A man is harassing a woman. He went that way." The police officer says, "Come with me." At the same time, the man is trying to force the woman to go with him when the police officer arrives. The officer quickly catches him and takes him to the police station. The frightened woman starts crying and thanks the husband and wife. She says, "If you hadn't helped me, I don't know what that man would have done to me." The husband comforts her and says, "Don't worry, you're safe now." Friends, tell us in the comments, if you saw something like this happening to a woman, what would you do? Would you help her or would you ignore it?